You, John Fitzgerald Kennedy, do solemnly swear.
I, John Fitzgerald Kennedy, do solemnly swear.
That you will faithfully execute the office of President of the United States.
That I will faithfully execute the office of President of the United States.
And will, to the best of your ability.
And will, to the best of my ability.
Preserve, protect, and defend the Constitution of the United States.
Preserve, protect, and defend the Constitution of the United States.
So help you God.
So help me God.
Vice President Johnson, Mr. Speaker, Mr. Chief Justice, President Eisenhower, Vice President Nixon, President Truman, Reverend clergy, fellow citizens. We observe today not a victory of party, but a celebration of freedom, symbolizing an end as well as a beginning, signifying renewal as well as change. For I have sworn before you and Almighty God the same solemn oath our forebears prescribed nearly a century and 3/4 ago. The world is very different now, for man holds in his mortal hands the power to abolish all forms of human poverty and all forms of human life. And yet the same revolutionary beliefs for which our forebears fought are still at issue around the globe. The belief that the rights of man come not from the generosity of the state, but from the hand of God. We dare not forget today that we are the heirs of that first revolution. Let the word go forth from this time and place to friend and foe alike that the torch has been passed to a new generation of Americans born in this century, tempered by war, disciplined by a hard and bitter peace, proud of our ancient heritage, and unwilling to witness or permit the slow undoing of those human rights to which this nation has always been committed and to which we are committed today at home and around the world. Let every nation know, whether it wishes us well or ill, that we shall pay any price, bear any burden, meet any hardship, support any friend, oppose any foe to assure the survival and the success of liberty. This much we pledge and more. To those old allies whose cultural and spiritual origins we share, we pledge the loyalty of faithful friends. United, there is little we cannot do in a host of cooperative ventures. Divided, there is little we can do, for we dare not meet a powerful challenge at odds and split asunder. To those new states whom we welcome to the ranks of the free, we pledge our word that one form of colonial control shall not have passed away, merely to be replaced by a far more iron tyranny. We shall not always expect to find them supporting our view, but we shall always hope to find them strongly supporting their own freedom, and to remember that in the past, those who foolishly sought power by riding the back of the tiger ended up inside. To those people in the huts and villages of half the globe struggling to break the bonds of mass misery, we pledge our best efforts to help them help themselves for whatever period is required, not because the communists may be doing it, not because we seek their votes, but because it is right. If a free society cannot help the many who are poor, it cannot save the few who are rich. To our sister republics south of our border, we offer a special pledge to convert our good words into good deeds, in a new alliance for progress, to assist free men and free governments in casting off the chains of poverty. But this peaceful revolution of hope cannot become the prey of hostile powers. Let all our neighbors know that we shall join with them to oppose aggression or subversion anywhere in the Americas. And let every other power know that this hemisphere intends to remain the master of its own house. To that World Assembly of Sovereign States, the United Nations, our last best hope, in an age where the instruments of war have far outpaced the instruments of peace, we renew our pledge of support to prevent it from becoming merely a forum for invective, to strengthen its shield of the new and the weak, and to enlarge the area in which its writ may run. Finally, to those nations who would make themselves our adversary, we offer not a pledge, but a request that both sides begin anew the quest for peace. Before the dark powers of destruction, unleashed by science, engulf all humanity in planned or accidental self-destruction, we dare not tempt them with weakness, for only when our arms are sufficient beyond doubt can we be certain beyond doubt that they will never be employed. But neither can two great and powerful groups of nations take comfort from our present course, both sides overburdened by the cost of modern weapons, both rightly alarmed by the steady spread of the deadly atom, yet both racing to alter that uncertain balance of terror that stays the hand of mankind's final war. So let us begin anew, remembering on both sides that civility is not a sign of weakness, and sincerity is always subject to proof. Let us never negotiate out of fear, but let us never fear to negotiate. Let both sides explore what problems unite us, instead of belaboring those problems which divide us. Let both sides, for the first time, formulate serious and precise proposals for the inspection and control of arms, and bring the absolute power to destroy other nations under the absolute control of all nations. Let both sides seek to invoke the wonders of science instead of its terrors. Together, let us explore the stars, conquer the deserts, eradicate disease, tap the ocean depth, and encourage the arts and commerce. Let both sides unite to heed in all corners of the earth the command of Isaiah to undo the heavy burden and let the oppressed go free. And if a beachhead of cooperation may push back the jungle of suspicion, let both sides join in creating a new endeavor, not a new balance of power, but a new world of law, where the strong are just and the weak secure and the peace preserved. All this will not be finished in the first 100 days, nor will it be finished in the first 1,000 days, nor in the life of this administration, nor even perhaps in our lifetime on this planet. But let us begin. In your hands, my fellow citizens, more than mine, will rest the final success or failure of our course. Since this country was founded, each generation of Americans has been summoned to give testimony to its national loyalty. The graves of young Americans who answered the call to service surround the globe. Now the trumpet summons us again, not as a call to bear arms, though arms we need, not as a call to battle, though in battle we are, but a call to bear the burden of a long twilight struggle, year in and year out, rejoicing in hope, patient in tribulation, a struggle against the common enemies of man, tyranny, poverty, disease, and war itself. Can we forge against these enemies a grand and global alliance, north and south, east and west, that can assure a more fruitful life for all mankind? Will you join in that historic effort? In the long history of the world, only a few generations have been granted the role of defending freedom in its hour of maximum danger. I do not shrink from this responsibility. I welcome it. I do not believe that any of us would exchange places with any other people or any other generation. The energy, the faith, the devotion which we bring to this endeavor will light our country and all who serve it. And the glow from that fire can truly light the world. And so, my fellow Americans, ask not what your country can do for you. Ask what you can do for your country. My fellow citizens of the world, ask not what America will do for you, but what together we can do for the freedom of man. Finally, whether you are citizens of America or citizens of the world, ask of us here the same high standards of strength and sacrifice which we ask of you. With a good conscience, our only sure reward, with history the final judge of our deeds, let us go forth to lead the land we love, asking His blessing and His help, but knowing that here on earth God's work must truly be our own.
striker at the minute for Chelsea.
That was a lovely attempted ball, and it was just a crucial little footing that comes from Harry Maguire, isn't it? Just gets his right foot to it there, enough to be able to get his teammates to come back and clear the one behind. But yeah, David Luiz, you'd wonder if you could create him into sort of a holding midfielder just to pick those passes.
Question, hasn't it? Yeah, as here comes the corner kick, flicked on at the far post, towards the far post where Luiz is waiting, and it's just above the Brazilian as he dives in. It was Pedro with the flick on at the near post, Luiz arriving at the far post, but they couldn't take the chance.
Very close, very, very close, but poor from Leicester to allow one of the smallest players on the pitch to get in ahead. He's got there, he's nipped in ahead of Vardy. So close there. I mean, Pedro's is just off target, but Luiz is just a whisker away from popping that in at the back post and giving Chelsea a 1-0 lead. You'd probably say it would have been deserved from the opening 17 minutes. They've seen a lot of the ball, and Leicester just content at the moment with trying to sit back.
Yeah, seems that way. David Luiz has been involved very heavily in a positive way in the early stages of this one. Sade has put on a big jacket at the time of year. As the ball is out of play for a Leicester throw. Back down the line it goes to Morgan, who's another one, much like Puel, who seems like he could be on his way out. Leicester do need to perhaps move on from some of these players who won them the title. They've already done it in some cases, but a few more still knocking around who perhaps had their day. Ball out to the far side now for Maddison, who's one who's certainly entering his prime. In fact, it's Chilwell on that far side making a good run, beats one and then goes down under the challenge of another Chelsea player. Eventually I think he wins a corner kick. He wanted the free kick as Azpilicueta is unable to keep it in. So a corner for Leicester. What can the Foxes do from this set piece situation? Chilwell's looked lively, back in the team today after a couple of games out through injury. Maguire and Morgan up there again. Corner to be swung in from the far side of the field. Packed house at Stamford Bridge this afternoon. Here comes the corner, headed away by Chelsea. Hazard knocks it down inside the penalty area, and Chelsea could be away here on the counter-attack. Hazard leading the charge, rolls the ball on for Willian. Far side, he's got four up in support as he switches play towards Kante. Great pass brought down by Kante. Back out to Alonso. Kante with it again, works it short to Jorginho. And fair play to Leicester, they've got back in numbers, they've got back behind the ball. It's looking like Chelsea are just going to have to be patient again as Rudiger has it once more. Rudiger tries to clip that one over the top, headed away by Morgan. And it's not like Leicester, if Puel has lost the dressing room, if the reports are to be believed, it's not like they're not playing for their manager at the minute, Leicester.
No, they're keeping the rigid structure, good formation, just stopping Chelsea. It's just a shame there for the Blues with that crossfield ball from Willian. If that dropped to Hazard in the box, you would have felt the touch may have been better and he may have looked to get a shot away or have a run at the defender, but you know, they're making Chelsea try to do something different. They're saying, well, come on then, you're not going to get past us the normal way, so do something different, do something that's, you know, basically we'll just have to say, yeah, there's nothing we could do about that.
Yeah, certainly Chelsea have not found it easy to break down Leicester. Played nearly 20 minutes now, 0-0. Ball played out to the far side, looking for Pedro. Headed clear, collected by Alonso. Back down the line it goes. Chelsea are going to go all the way back to their goalkeeper, Arrizabalaga, who has hardly had a touch so far. He could have been out doing his Christmas shopping for the majority of the first half. As the ball is rolled to Luiz. He plays a long raking pass out towards the far side, controlled by Willian. As I can tell you, Bournemouth have taken the lead at home to Brighton. Bournemouth have been struggling of late, but got the opening goal in that one. Kante on the far side, rolls it infield now for Kovacic. Kovacic battling hard, keeps the possession, and then he works it on. Asks a lot of Alonso. Alonso will get there, tries to get the cross in, and eventually does well actually just to win the corner kick off the sliding Albrighton. Chelsea don't stretch to play as much as they should have done really, but on that occasion they did work it from right to left to win their third corner of the afternoon. David Luiz barking out the instructions, not happy about something, not sure what, but Hazard will take it, two fingers up in the air, clearly a signal for something. Hazard drifts that one in towards the far post, Luiz is arriving, but he's beaten in the air. Going to drop on the edge of the box now. Chelsea work it to Jorginho, but he can't find anybody with his pass, and Leicester clear their lines again. David Luiz not happy about something, but clearly not afraid to express his opinions on how the game's going.
No, whether he's just annoyed that Hazard didn't whip it in earlier because he'd made the run, I'm not quite sure there. But yeah, he wasn't happy with his teammate. He did aim from in the end, but Chelsea coming forward again down the left-hand side with Hazard.
Caught there, and the referee is actually going to bring play to a halt because they didn't really have an advantage, so it will be a free kick. It's a heavy challenge on him from Chowdhury. David Brooks, by the way, got the opening goal for Bournemouth in their home game against Brighton. Free kick in a good situation. They have created one chance from a set piece, but the delivery hasn't been great otherwise.
No, you'd suggest maybe someone might have the audacity to have a pop from here. It is far out on this left side, basically level with the edge of the penalty area, isn't it, in terms of the way out? But Willian may just look to try and float it towards the far post.
Yeah, I think so. I think it'll be outrageous to try and beat Schmeichel from here. Willian will take it, right-footed, swings that one in towards the far post, headed away. It's cleared out to the penalty area by Morgan in the end, up towards the halfway line. And Chelsea will have to try and recycle possession once again. Still Chelsea 0, Leicester 0 at Stamford Bridge, and the Blues continue to find it hard work trying to break through a resolute Foxes backline. They've come close to opening the scoring on one occasion, other than Willian nearly not latching onto a Luiz through ball. This time it was Luiz waiting at the far post. The flick on at the near post came from Pedro, and Luiz, well, his big head just brushed underneath the ball as he rose to try and nod it into the back of the net, but he couldn't get any contact on it. At the other end, Wes Morgan had a weak header wide of the target. That is as good as it's got from Leicester in attacking capacity, but they're more than holding their own in this game. Still goalless.
Still goalless. It is in the games between City, Palace, Newcastle, Fulham and West Ham, Watford as well. Ball up towards halfway for Leicester. It's flicked on by Vardy. Maddison brings it down and just finds the ball towards Ndidi. But Chelsea easily pick up his attempted chip ball down the left-hand side, and the Blues have it back now with Luiz. He'll go for a long raking ball forward as well, diagonal, and it's just going to have too much in it, I think it is. Well, again, Luiz not afraid to try those sort of spectacular balls forward.
No, it was a good attempt at the pass, wasn't it? To try and get something going, because Chelsea are playing a lot of short passes and it's not opening up Leicester, so try something different. I'll let James take over for what remains of the first half with Leicester giving a good account of themselves, I'd say.
Yeah, indeed. Even though they've only had 22% possession, Leicester, they gave up many opportunities. Just two, you'd feel, for Chelsea so far. As Chilwell will take this throw deep inside his own defensive third. The England international, who seems to have rubber-stamped that left-back spot as his for the three lines. He's been quite an emergence, as has James Maddison, to be fair, who is yet to break into that senior setup for England. He did get involved in a few of the squads, but Chilwell's... I do quite like Chilwell. Whether he's the best left-back England have, I'm not sure, but at the moment he's taken the opportunity.
Yeah, he has. He's done well to fill that role, hasn't he? Thinking about who else could challenge him for a left-back position. Ryan Bertrand didn't get in the World Cup squad, did he? I don't know whether Gareth Southgate doesn't fancy him, or whether it's just that perhaps he's not shown enough to warrant a recall to the side. But Chilwell, he's looked quite good going forward today. Shown some good touches, made a good run into the box earlier on, and he's sort of knows his role in the back line as well, so I think he's doing quite well on his return. He looks actually quite fresh because he's had a sort of a week or maybe 2 weeks off through injury.
Yes, Chelsea have possession at the back with Azpilicueta. Camera's just panning to Pedro. Not sure whether he's picked up a little knock, but he's not walking around that well, a bit gingerly, so we'll keep an eye on that one. Could be an early change that Maurizio Sarri is forced into, and you never know, it could work in their favour. It could bring a Giroud on and put him through the middle, Hazard and Willian either side, and maybe offers a little bit more as Chelsea try and come forward. Kante finds the ball to the right, swung in there looking for Willian, it's volleyed away, only as far as Jorginho. Now Chelsea work it well down the right-hand side. Eventually he's looking for Pedro. He digs out a low cross there, but that's well done by Ndidi. Well, I said it was well done. He tries to control it in the box. It springs towards Azpilicueta, whose right-footed shot is blasted over the bar, but could have been, well, saved his blushes there, I suppose, Azpilicueta, for Ndidi by hammering it over.
Yeah, it wasn't a good finish from Azpilicueta. Had to take it first time because he was being closed down pretty rapidly, but it sort of gets underneath it and drills it way over the bar. It was better from Chelsea. They haven't really got it wide and tried to sort of put crosses into the box too often in this game thus far, and when they can stretch the play, Leicester don't look as solid.
No, I would agree with that. Again, the cameras pan over to Pedro, who seems to be okay. He put in a couple of crosses from that right side, so seems to do those in an alright fashion. There's going to be a throw for Leicester with Chilwell just before halfway. Finds Maddison, then Chilwell volleys it forward, but that's poor though, easily given away. Chelsea have it back with Hazard outside of the right football towards Willian. Then there's a bit of a closing down from Maguire as well. Then he tries to chip a ball over the top of the defence, and Vardy will spring out to this left channel now as he just keeps it in. He's up against Rudiger, cuts back onto his right foot, tries to deliver a cross. It deflects up in the air, then Kante wins that ahead of Ndidi. Kante still has possession, and now they can try and come forward. Can tell you Manchester City have broken the deadlock at home, so Man City 1, Palace 0. As Hazard is caught offside, as he looked like he sprung the offside trap. Just hasn't quite worked for him though. Maybe a little bit of frustration showing, but it's very well. It's even in terms of there's not many chances in the game, but of course there's much more possession for the home side.
Yeah, there is. They're dominating the ball. They're having over 70% of the possession, but they're just not making it work at the minute. And the longer it goes on like this, the more you think, well, they're going to bring Giroud on at some point to try and change the game. Right now, Leicester are looking pretty comfortable. The three across the middle are giving good protection to the back four, Chowdhury, Mendy and Ndidi, not offering a great deal going forward, but working hard to keep Chelsea out. Game plan is working pretty well for Leicester.
Indeed, as they're coming down the right, Albrighton with the lovely ball in, header behind, corner kick it will be for the Foxes. That's good work by Rudiger to head it back. There's a penalty for Watford in the game at the London Stadium. That's still 0-0. I can tell you it was Ilkay Gundogan who opened the scoring for City. Could be a long old afternoon for Crystal Palace, who've had some thumping defeats at the hands of the citizens. So maybe Roy Hodgson will go for damage limitation in that game. But Leicester have a chance now to take the lead from the set piece. 29 minutes on the clock. Morgan's up from the back, and Maddison puts his left arm in the air, whips this one in, right footed out swinging delivery, and Maguire nearly getting on the end of that one. It skims off his forehead. Chilwell then delivers it back in, and then, well, Chelsea managed to get their heads to it. Well, then Hazard looks like he gives away a free kick, and he does. He's just been beaten to the ball first there by Nampalys Mendy, and well, I thought the referee was going to get a yellow card out there, but he's just getting his spray. And yes, it was a free kick and a decent chance.
Yeah, good opportunity again. That was not a bad corner kick, one for them to go and attack, and this time it's a free kick again in a position where you think it's too far out for a shot at goal. So Maddison, Chilwell stood over it. Probably suited the left foot of Chilwell, trying to drift this one in towards the far post.
And indeed, I thought there was a penalty at Watford, well, at West Ham, but nothing's been said as this free kick comes in, and I don't even know what that was attempted to do. They've just chipped it into the box, straight into the arms of Kepa. No one is near them.
Dreadful free kick from Leicester. When you're not creating much from open play, really should be doing better in those kind of situations rather than just kicking it straight through to Azpilicueta.
Yeah, continue. Watford have taken the lead. It's West Ham 0, Watford 1. Don't know what was going on. We'll get the goal score when that comes through. There's going to be a yellow card dished out as well. Hazard brought down on the halfway line on this near side by Wilfred Ndidi, and he's the first player to go into the book. First caution from referee Lee Probert. As Chelsea have the ball back on halfway, Rudiger finds Azpilicueta. Pedro back in field, and Chelsea just happy to pass this one across the back at the moment. Luiz now with the ball at his feet. He just gives it to his right hand side. You can tell it was a Troy Deeney penalty. That's put the whole Gets Kante again down the right. Plays it back in field to Jorginho. He'll just turn on the ball and find Luiz to his left. The Brazilian now just edging forward. Then he tries to, well, go for one of his chip balls over the top. Doesn't work into the arms of Schmeichel. Maybe frustration starting to build for Chelsea.
Maybe some sense of sort of just the fact that they haven't created too many opportunities, I think, would be the most worrying thing for Sarri. They've got Luiz trying something different with those long passes over the top, but it worked out a couple of times, not on that occasion. Hazard is playing in a free role, and the only problem with that is, as we said before, you don't have somebody leading the line, then you don't have somebody occupying the two centre halves, and I'm not sure whether it's working out today. It might have worked last week against Brighton, but I'm not sure whether that role for Hazard is right for him today. Yeah,
Hazard skips in the field and finds Jorginho to his left side. Over 30 yards out, finds Willian. Ball back now towards Pedro. And again, they're looking to keep the ball in. No chance for Hazard now. The mistake at the back. Oh, and Hazard rattles it against the bar. Well, that was the opportunity. Huge mistake at the back by the Leicester man. It was just a ball played looking for Hazard. Maguire just tries to step past Hazard, which he does, but then he loses the ball. It sort of goes under his right foot, brilliantly into the path of Hazard, takes a touch, and should be scoring, really.
Chelsea should have put themselves ahead in this game against Leicester. It's still 0-0, but Eden Hazard has smacked one off the top of the crossbar. Terrible mistake at the back by Leicester. Didn't cut out the pass. Maguire, who was at fault. Looked like it was going to be an easy interception for the England man, as it was. It rolled through for Hazard, who took a touch and then unleashed a fantastic strike towards goal, but it came off the crossbar. Thumping effort. That's as close as Chelsea have come. They found it difficult to break through Leicester. When they have got the ball wide, they have had a few opportunities putting in low crosses. Leicester have defended them well for the most part. There was a chink in the armour there as Hazard went close.
Did indeed. Well, I can tell you, might not be a long afternoon for Palace, because they've just equalised. Manchester City 1, Crystal Palace 1. Fantasy football players will be pulling their hair out if they had a City defender in there. Bring you the goal scorer when that one comes through. The goals starting to go in across the 3 p.m. starts in the Premier League as Hazard looks like he's felled again on the right side of the box, but nothing given by the referee. But again, Vardy can't keep a hold of the ball up top by himself. He's got his arms or both of them out wide, saying, well, I need some support with me, as that's a nice little ball floated out to the right by Kovacic, and now Pedro inside the penalty area trying to scamper forward. He goes past 1-2 players to the byline, digs out a good looking cross in. That's just going to be helped away by Albrighton. Willian was the closest to it, and now he just smashes it clear. Albrighton. The header's won by Vardy, but it's towards a Chelsea player. It's actually gone out for a throw to the Blues. Jeffrey Schlupp got the equaliser for the Eagles, but they do seem to be missing that focal point, that target man, Chelsea.
Yeah, they do. It's not quite working out for them today. I mean, if Hazard had rattled that one into the back of the net, then I think Sarri might have been able to overlook their struggles in the first half an hour of the game, but as it is, it's longer it goes on at 0-0, the more obvious it becomes, I suppose you might say. The other end, Jamie Vardy admitted this week he doesn't feel like he suits Puel's style of play, and I think he's frustrated playing up front on his own with the lack of service he's getting.
Yeah, I mean, he says that he doesn't like the sort of the style of Puel, but I mean, if you can't hold the ball up, it's not really about the style by the manager there. You're not playing very well. You're not having a great game, I think, from Jamie Vardy, as Chelsea have possession back. Less than 10 minutes to go until the break. Nice ball forward by number 17 Kovacic, but Hazard can't keep a hold of it. Leicester have it back, then they try to play it long up towards the halfway line. Alonso steps in and wins that one back. Jorginho just flicks a ball towards the halfway line for Rudiger. Now back to Jorginho from Luiz. That's a nice ball forward there by Jorginho, but Hazard's first time layoff doesn't quite work, but it falls to Willian, who is then fouled. He's rather easily gone over by a challenge from Ricardo, but to be quite honest, he stuck out a leg, and you stick out a leg and the forward player's probably going to go over.
Yeah, it doesn't take much to knock him over, does it? But as I say, if you leave your leg out there, you're asking for trouble. So another Chelsea free kick. Get the sense that maybe Chelsea are just starting to move through the gears a little bit at the moment, putting Leicester under a bit more pressure.
It is indeed. Could be a shock result at the Etihad, because Palace have just gone 2-1 up away from home against Manchester City, as Hazard will take this free kick. Look to swing it in right-footed. He may look to have one of those with pace that bends towards the top right corner. If it gets a flick, it goes in. If it doesn't, it may go all the way in, but he actually just floats it towards the far post there. Then it's tried to be volleyed back in. It's hit off a Leicester man. That's a little bit fortunate because it wasn't the greatest free kick from Hazard. Alonso was the one that was trying to knock it back in. Yeah, I think that's a little bit lucky for Chelsea.
It was a routine, wasn't it? Because Alonso sort of peeled off from the edge of the box and ran around the back post to try and curl that one back in, but the ball from Hazard wasn't the best and Alonso didn't quite get there in time.
Corner comes in as the header is flicked there by Luiz, only as far as Alonso, who then chips one towards the far post, but Schmeichel gets up, claims that one, and it's a pretty easy take in the end. Andros Townsend scored the second goal for Palace, so Manchester City 1, Crystal Palace 2. Liverpool fans are rubbing their hands at the moment, but still a long way to go on that game. Incidentally, City do have Sergio Aguero and Kevin De Bruyne on the bench if they need to call upon them, so probably expect some more goals in that game. In our one though, Chelsea 0, Leicester 0, and I'd say credit to Leicester if they get into the break at 0-0.
Yeah, I think so. I think they've played pretty well defensively in this game, and now they've got a chance on the counter. Yeah,
it's Maddison charging forward now. He's looking for support, and then he rather treads on the ball when he was faced by 3 Chelsea players around him. There's no appeals for a free kick, and the Blues can try and bring it forward now as Kovacic has possession over halfway. Finds Pedro down this left side. He scampers infield, finds Hazard, who has immediately got a player around him. Has a bit of space now as he looks to try and work something. Floats a lovely ball out to the far side where Willian chests it down. He's got the overlapping run from Azpilicueta, the Brazilian, little step over, drills a low ball in. That one's cleared away by the left boot of Morgan. And as far as Kante tries to flick a header down the line, it's come off a Chelsea player last though in Azpilicueta, and it'll be a throw to the Foxes. Be very frustrated, I think, if you're a Chelsea fan at Stamford Bridge watching this.
Yeah, I think so. Not seen a great deal from your team suggest you're going to open them up. The best chance came from a mistake by Leicester at the back, so can't really rely on them to give you opportunities. Got to be trying more to make them yourselves. I mean, David Luiz has been the sort of the best playmaker on the pitch so far.
Yeah, it's a long ball forward towards the edge of the box is headed up and away by Ricardo, but only as far as Pedro. Now he tries to play a 1-2 there with Kovacic. He looks like he's brought down on the edge of the box, but the referee waves it away. Chelsea do have possession back. Still only this game and the Newcastle-Fulham game, the only 2 matches without a goal in. You probably wouldn't have expected that in the Newcastle-Fulham game with the defensive woes that the Cottagers are having, but it is still goalless, as is our game. Ball floated out to the left. They're looking for Hazard. He wins his header, but there's no one close enough to get these attempted passes. Chowdhury comes forward. Looks like he's wiped out there by Alonso. Just a leg over. It will be a free kick, and well, he looked to take it short and quick, which he does eventually. Mendy now has it. Plays it back to Ndidi on the halfway line. Now Maguire comes forward out to Chilwell on the left. Back to Maguire. It's just lacking a little bit of tempo this game.
Yeah, you'd think this game was coming at the end of the festive period, wouldn't you, where teams do look a bit slower by the time they've played 4 games in a matter of days, but they're both sort of maybe holding back a little bit, knowing what is to come over the next 2 weeks. Chelsea got to go up a gear though, chance to go third, keep up with the sides above them and put some distance between themselves and Arsenal of pushing hard to break into the top 4.
Yeah, level on points. Arsenal were after their 3-1 win today with Chelsea. Now Chelsea with this point will obviously go a point above them, but want to move a little bit further away and keep the pressure on those above them as well. Pedro with possession, tries to chip one over the top of the defence, and Hazard has broken the offside trap. He just keeps this one in, left hand side of the box, then he twists and turns and just gets inside the area, tries to lay one towards the edge of the box looking for Jorginho, but that's been intercepted, and now Vardy will look to charge forward, uses his pace to get over halfway. Nice ball infield towards Maddison. Poor first touch, but it does find his teammate Ndidi, who was up in support. Now it's Chilwell on the left hand side, back down the line to Ndidi, and just lacking a little bit of, not committing enough plays forward, I think, Leicester, when they have the opportunity to do so. It's Ricardo on this right side, does well to get past Alonso, cuts in field, maybe in shooting distance. It Attempted pass comes back to him off Vardy, takes a deflection, then a long range strike comes in. Oh dearie me, what an effort that was there, and what a save by Kepa. It was indeed, well, there was a couple of pot shots from Ricardo which deflected back and then eventually falls into the path of Ndidi. 25 yards, it's a great hit, it's an even better save.
That is a fantastic strike. He won't hit a better one than that all season, and Kepa has made a brilliant save to keep that one out. Bending, isn't it? Fortunately for Arrizabalaga, it's bending towards him, but it's hit that so hard, he still has to get up and make an excellent save. One-handed, really good stop, but a really good effort as well.
Yeah, that's probably the best part of the game, that is, that little moment there. But Leicester, with a late push at the end of this first half, Maddison steps up, right-footed out-swinging delivery from the corner, headed up and away by Rudiger towards the edge of the box. Hazard then brings it down with an instant control, and now he can try and charge forward, and he finds Kante now, who will burst over the halfway line. There's an opportunity now if he can find Willian on the left. He still holds on to it. Leicester have bodies back, still with Kante, finds Pedro, now Kovacic, back to Willian in the penalty area, right-footed strike, and it's straight at Schmeichel. Could have been a lot better there, and Chelsea missed a good chance.
Game is opening up at Stamford Bridge, approaching half-time, still goalless, but Leicester have just had a fantastic opportunity to open the scoring. Wilfred Ndidi with a long-range effort, sat up so invitingly for him, and he caught it as well as you possibly can hope, but unfortunately for Leicester, Arrizabalaga was equal to it, making a fantastic stop to push it away. From the resulting corner, Chelsea broke quickly and were down the other end in a flash. Ball worked towards Willian. It was a poor effort in the end from the Brazilian, hit it straight at Schmeichel when he really should have done better. Still 0-0, but since perhaps the chances and perhaps the goals are going to come in the second period.
Yeah, Southampton have doubled their lead, just as Chris was speaking there. Huddersfield 0, Southampton 2. Danny Ings from the penalty spot, and Ralph Hasenhüttl seems to have had the desired effect since taking over. Lost his first game in charge, but is on the way to winning back-to-back games now, having beaten Arsenal 3-2 and 2-0 now up away from home against the Terriers, who were the lowest scorers in the league this season with 10, as Kante pulls them towards the edge of the box. Kovacic with a shot there, takes a deflection. Now it's Alonso who hits it from distance. Again, that's blocked. Chelsea win the seconds there as Jorginho has a head towards Rudiger. It'll be a late charge from the Blues. It's been a good end to this half. Kante flicks one out to the right-hand side now. Maybe a chance for it to come into the box. They just hold on to possession though. And they try to work it quickly, but Leicester do well to clear the lines. They're actually running it out from the back, and it will be a throw out to Chelsea. The last touch off Chilwell there as we close in on half-time. Just over a minute plus any stoppage time. I can't see there being more than a minute, to be quite honest, as the Blues charge forward now. Kovacic now with Willian. Finds the ball to the left for Alonso, hugging the touchline. Back in field to the Brazilian Willian. Now Jorginho, he'll try for a diagonal ball into the box. Headed away though well by Chilwell, out for a throw. Maybe one last opportunity for Chelsea to take the lead. Not sure if you'd say it would be deserved or not if Chelsea took the lead.
They've had more of the possession, but as you kind of alluded to, they've not really been knocking at the door too hard to really say that they should be ahead in this game. As in comes the cross, headed away by Morgan before it comes to Hazard. Then a shot from outside the penalty area is pushed away by Schmeichel. A good punch on that to get it clear. Here come Chelsea again. Yeah,
good hit by Jorginho that, and a smart stop by Schmeichel in the end. He got two hands and sort of punched it away. Willian has it on this near side. Two players up against him in Albrighton and Chowdhury. Tries to just stab a ball forward. Didn't really work for him. Will be another throw though for the Blues, as Luiz has possession. Plays it in field now towards the feet of Jorginho, and he again goes for one of the long balls over the top of the defence. Finds Willian, who does well to keep that in. Now a lovely ball back in field. Kovacic towards the edge of the box. He finds the feet of Hazard now. The Belgian finds Kovacic in the area, nearly gets the return back heel from Kovacic to Hazard, but Leicester clear the lines only as far as Luiz. The referee has a look at his watch as we are now in added time, and there will be a minute. I don't know what word I was trying to say there. There will be a minute of added time. It's been one of those halves as Chelsea have possession now, and then that's a good foot in that comes from Chowdhury, and now Leicester try and scamper forward up towards halfway, or then they've been dispossessed though. That's poor from the 24 Mendy. It's good work by Kovacic now with Pedro, the Spaniard, coming forward. Willian on his overlap, gets himself just inside the penalty area. It does break to Willian when Pedro is challenged, but that's good play by Ricardo. Gets a couple of crucial feet in and manages to clear the ball down the right hand side. Only as far as Kovacic though. Got about 15 seconds to go to the end of this minute of added time. Ball back out to the left side for Pedro. Willian is limping though as he's walking away from that one, so maybe something to look at for Sarri at the break. Leicester clear the lines up to halfway, and with that we've probably had enough for this first half. Rudiger has it, and the referee has blown for the interval. So at the break at Stamford Bridge, it's Chelsea 0, Leicester City 0.
Half time at Stamford Bridge, and it's Chelsea 0, Leicester 0. The first half dominated by the Blues, but they didn't create as many clear-cut opportunities as the amount of possession they had really warranted. Best opportunity actually came from a Leicester mistake. Ball beating Maguire and Hazard, resulting chance he smacked it against the crossbar. Willian should have done better as well when played in at goal, but shot straight at the goalkeeper. Leicester's best opportunity came from a long-range effort from Ndidi, forcing a fantastic save from Ariza Balaga, and we are goalless at the interval. Half time at Stamford Bridge, and it's Chelsea 0, Leicester 0. The first half dominated by the Blues, but they didn't create as many clear-cut opportunities as the amount of possession they had really warranted. Best opportunity actually came from a Leicester mistake. Ball beating Maguire and Hazard, resulting chance he smacked it against the crossbar. Willian should have done better as well when played in at goal, but shot straight at the goalkeeper. Leicester's best opportunity came from a long-range effort from Ndidi, forcing a fantastic save from Ariza Balaga, and we are goalless at the interval. Half time at Stamford Bridge, and it's Chelsea 0, Leicester 0. The first half dominated by the Blues, but they didn't create as many clear-cut opportunities as the amount of possession they had really warranted. Best opportunity actually came from a Leicester mistake. Ball beating Maguire and Hazard, resulting chance he smacked it against the crossbar. Willian should have done better as well when played in at goal, but shot straight at the goalkeeper. Leicester's best opportunity came from a long-range effort from Ndidi, forcing a fantastic save from Ariza Balaga, and we are goalless at the interval. Half time at Stamford Bridge, and it's Chelsea 0, Leicester 0. The first half dominated by the Blues, but they didn't create as many clear-cut opportunities as the amount of possession they had really warranted. Best opportunity actually came from a Leicester mistake. Ball beating Maguire and Hazard, resulting chance he smacked it against the crossbar. Willian should have done better as well when played in at goal, but shot straight at the goalkeeper. Leicester's best opportunity came from a long-range effort from Ndidi, forcing a fantastic save from Ariza Balaga, and we are goalless at the interval. Half time at Stamford Bridge, and it's Chelsea 0, Leicester 0. The first half dominated by the Blues, but they didn't create as many clear-cut opportunities as the amount of possession they had really warranted. Best opportunity actually came from a Leicester mistake. Ball beating Maguire and Hazard, resulting chance he smacked it against the crossbar. Willian should have done better as well when played in at goal, but shot straight at the goalkeeper. Leicester's best opportunity came from a long-range effort from Ndidi, forcing a fantastic save from Ariza Balaga, and we are goalless at the interval. Half time at Stamford Bridge, and it's Chelsea 0, Leicester 0. The first half dominated by the Blues, but they didn't create as many clear-cut opportunities as the amount of possession they had really warranted. Best opportunity actually came from a Leicester mistake. Ball beating Maguire and Hazard, resulting chance he smacked it against the crossbar. Willian should have done better as well when played in at goal, but shot straight at the goalkeeper. Leicester's best opportunity came from a long-range effort from Ndidi, forcing a fantastic save from Ariza Balaga, and we are goalless at the interval. Half time at Stamford Bridge, and it's Chelsea 0, Leicester 0. The first half dominated by the Blues, but they didn't create as many clear-cut opportunities as the amount of possession they had really warranted. Best opportunity actually came from a Leicester mistake. Ball beating Maguire and Hazard, resulting chance he smacked it against the crossbar. Willian should have done better as well when played in at goal, but shot straight at the goalkeeper. Leicester's best opportunity came from a long-range effort from Ndidi, forcing a fantastic save from Ariza Balaga, and we are goalless at the interval. Half-time at Stamford Bridge, and it's Chelsea 0, Leicester 0. The first half dominated by the Blues, but they didn't create as many clear-cut opportunities as the amount of possession they had really warranted. Best opportunity actually came from a Leicester mistake, ball beating Maguire and Hazard, resulting chance he smacked it against the crossbar. Willian should have done better as well when played in at goal, but shot straight at the goalkeeper. Leicester's best opportunity came from a long-range effort from Ndidi, forcing a fantastic save from Ariza Balaga, and we are goalless at the interval. Half-time at Stamford Bridge, and it's Chelsea 0, Leicester 0. The first half dominated by the Blues, but they didn't create as many clear-cut opportunities as the amount of possession they had really warranted. Best opportunity actually came from a Leicester mistake, ball beating Maguire and Hazard, resulting chance he smacked it against the crossbar. Willian should have done better as well when played in at goal, but shot straight at the goalkeeper. Leicester's best opportunity came from a long-range effort from Ndidi, forcing a fantastic save from Ariza Balaga, and we are goalless at the interval. Half-time at Stamford Bridge, and it's Chelsea 0, Leicester 0. The first half dominated by the Blues, but they didn't create as many clear-cut opportunities as the amount of possession they had really warranted. Best opportunity actually came from a Leicester mistake, ball beating Maguire and Hazard, resulting chance he smacked it against the crossbar. Willian should have done better as well when played in at goal, but shot straight at the goalkeeper. Leicester's best opportunity came from a long-range effort from Ndidi, forcing a fantastic save from Ariza Balaga, and we are goalless at the interval. Half-time at Stamford Bridge, and it's Chelsea 0, Leicester 0. The first half dominated by the Blues, but they didn't create as many clear-cut opportunities as the amount of possession they had really warranted. Best opportunity actually came from a Leicester mistake, ball beating Maguire and Hazard, resulting chance he smacked it against the crossbar. Willian should have done better as well when played in at goal, but shot straight at the goalkeeper. Leicester's best opportunity came from a long-range effort from Ndidi, forcing a fantastic save from Ariza Balaga, and we are goalless at the interval. Half-time at Stamford Bridge, and it's Chelsea 0, Leicester 0. The first half dominated by the Blues, but they didn't create as many clear-cut opportunities as the amount of possession they had really warranted. Best opportunity actually came from a Leicester mistake, ball beating Maguire and Hazard, resulting chance he smacked it against the crossbar. Willian should have done better as well when played in at goal, but shot straight at the goalkeeper. Leicester's best opportunity came from a long-range effort from Ndidi, forcing a fantastic save from Ariza Balaga, and we are goalless at the interval. Half-time at Stamford Bridge, and it's Chelsea 0, Leicester 0. The first half dominated by the Blues, but they didn't create as many clear-cut opportunities as the amount of possession they had really warranted. Best opportunity actually came from a Leicester mistake, ball beating Maguire and Hazard, resulting chance he smacked it against the crossbar. Willian should have done better as well when played in at goal, but shot straight at the goalkeeper. Leicester's best opportunity came from a long-range effort from Ndidi, forcing a fantastic save from Ariza Balaga, and we are goalless at the interval. Half-time at Stamford Bridge, and it's Chelsea 0, Leicester 0. The first half dominated by the Blues, but they didn't create as many clear-cut opportunities as the amount of possession they had really warranted. Best opportunity actually came from a Leicester mistake, ball beating Maguire and Hazard, resulting chance he smacked it against the crossbar. Willian should have done better as well when played in at goal, but shot straight at the goalkeeper. Leicester's best opportunity came from a long-range effort from Ndidi, forcing a fantastic save from Ariza Balaga, and we are goalless at the interval. Half-time at Stamford Bridge, and it's Chelsea 0, Leicester 0. The first half dominated by the Blues, but they didn't create as many clear-cut opportunities as the amount of possession they had really warranted. Best opportunity actually came from a Leicester mistake, ball beating Maguire and Hazard, resulting chance he smacked it against the crossbar. Willian should have done better as well when played in at goal, but shot straight at the goalkeeper. Leicester's best opportunity came from a long-range effort from Ndidi, forcing a fantastic save from Ariza Balaga, and we are goalless at the interval. Half-time at Stamford Bridge, and it's Chelsea 0, Leicester 0. The first half dominated by the Blues, but they didn't create as many clear-cut opportunities as the amount of possession they had really warranted. Best opportunity actually came from a Leicester mistake, ball beating Maguire and Hazard, resulting chance he smacked it against the crossbar. Willian should have done better as well when played in at goal, but shot straight at the goalkeeper. Leicester's best opportunity came from a long-range effort from Ndidi, forcing a fantastic save from Ariza Balaga, and we are goalless at the interval. Half-time at Stamford Bridge, and it's Chelsea 0, Leicester 0. The first half dominated by the Blues, but they didn't create as many clear-cut opportunities as the amount of possession they had really warranted. Best opportunity actually came from a Leicester mistake, ball beating Maguire and Hazard, resulting chance he smacked it against the crossbar. Willian should have done better as well when played in at goal, but shot straight at the goalkeeper. Leicester's best opportunity came from a long-range effort from Ndidi, forcing a fantastic save from Ariza Balaga, and we are goalless at the interval. Half-time at Stamford Bridge, and it's Chelsea 0, Leicester 0. The first half dominated by the Blues, but they didn't create as many clear-cut opportunities as the amount of possession they had really warranted. Best opportunity actually came from a Leicester mistake, ball beating Maguire and Hazard, resulting chance he smacked it against the crossbar. Willian should have done better as well when played in at goal, but shot straight at the goalkeeper. Leicester's best opportunity came from a long-range effort from Ndidi, forcing a fantastic save from Ariza Balaga, and we are goalless at the interval. Half-time at Stamford Bridge, and it's Chelsea 0, Leicester 0. The first half dominated by the Blues, but they didn't create as many clear-cut opportunities as the amount of possession they had really warranted. Best opportunity actually came from a Leicester mistake, ball beating Maguire and Hazard, resulting chance he smacked it against the crossbar. Willian should have done better as well when played in at goal, but shot straight at the goalkeeper. Leicester's best opportunity came from a long-range effort from Ndidi, forcing a fantastic save from Ariza Balaga, and we are goalless at the interval. Half-time at Stamford Bridge, and it's Chelsea 0, Leicester 0. The first half dominated by the Blues, but they didn't create as many clear-cut opportunities as the amount of possession they had really warranted. Best opportunity actually came from a Leicester mistake, ball beating Maguire and Hazard, resulting chance he smacked it against the crossbar. Willian should have done better as well when played in at goal, but shot straight at the goalkeeper. Leicester's best opportunity came from a long-range effort from Ndidi, forcing a fantastic save from Ariza Balaga, and we are goalless at the interval. Half-time at Stamford Bridge, and it's Chelsea 0, Leicester 0. The first half dominated by the Blues, but they didn't create as many clear-cut opportunities as the amount of possession they had really warranted. Best opportunity actually came from a Leicester mistake, ball beating Maguire and Hazard, resulting chance he smacked it against the crossbar. Willian should have done better as well when played in at goal, but shot straight at the goalkeeper. Leicester's best opportunity came from a long-range effort from Ndidi, forcing a fantastic save from Ariza Balaga, and we are goalless at the interval. Half-time at Stamford Bridge, and it's Chelsea 0, Leicester 0. The first half dominated by the Blues, but they didn't create as many clear-cut opportunities as the amount of possession they had really warranted. Best opportunity actually came from a Leicester mistake, ball beating Maguire and Hazard, resulting chance he smacked it against the crossbar. Willian should have done better as well when played in at goal, but shot straight at the goalkeeper. Leicester's best opportunity came from a long-range effort from Ndidi, forcing a fantastic save from Ariza Balaga, and we are goalless at the interval. Half-time at Stamford Bridge, and it's Chelsea 0, Leicester 0. The first half dominated by the Blues, but they didn't create as many clear-cut opportunities as the amount of possession they had really warranted. Best opportunity actually came from a Leicester mistake, ball beating Maguire and Hazard, resulting chance he smacked it against the crossbar. Willian should have done better as well when played in at goal, but shot straight at the goalkeeper. Leicester's best opportunity came from a long-range effort from Ndidi, forcing a fantastic save from Ariza Balaga, and we are goalless at the interval. Half-time at Stamford Bridge, and it's Chelsea 0, Leicester 0. The first half dominated by the Blues, but they didn't create as many clear-cut opportunities as the amount of possession they had really warranted. Best opportunity actually came from a Leicester mistake, ball beating Maguire and Hazard, resulting chance he smacked it against the crossbar. Willian should have done better as well when played in at goal, but shot straight at the goalkeeper. Leicester's best opportunity came from a long-range effort from Ndidi, forcing a fantastic save from Ariza Balaga, and we are goalless at the interval. Half-time at Stamford Bridge, and it's Chelsea 0, Leicester 0. The first half dominated by the Blues, but they didn't create as many clear-cut opportunities as the amount of possession they had really warranted. Best opportunity actually came from a Leicester mistake, ball beating Maguire and Hazard, resulting chance he smacked it against the crossbar. Willian should have done better as well when played in at goal, but shot straight at the goalkeeper. Leicester's best opportunity came from a long-range effort from Ndidi, forcing a fantastic save from Ariza Balaga, and we are goalless at the interval. Half-time at Stamford Bridge, and it's Chelsea 0, Leicester 0. The first half dominated by the Blues, but they didn't create as many clear-cut opportunities as the amount of possession they had really warranted. Best opportunity actually came from a Leicester mistake, ball beating Maguire and Hazard, resulting chance he smacked it against the crossbar. Willian should have done better as well when played in at goal, but shot straight at the goalkeeper. Leicester's best opportunity came from a long-range effort from Ndidi, forcing a fantastic save from Ariza Balaga, and we are goalless at the interval. Half-time at Stamford Bridge, and it's Chelsea 0, Leicester 0. The first half dominated by the Blues, but they didn't create as many clear-cut opportunities as the amount of possession they had really warranted. Best opportunity actually came from a Leicester mistake, ball beating Maguire and Hazard, resulting chance he smacked it against the crossbar. Willian should have done better as well when played in at goal, but shot straight at the goalkeeper. Leicester's best opportunity came from a long-range effort from Ndidi, forcing a fantastic save from Ariza Balaga, and we are goalless at the interval. Half-time at Stamford Bridge, and it's Chelsea 0, Leicester 0. The first half dominated by the Blues, but they didn't create as many clear-cut opportunities as the amount of possession they had really warranted. Best opportunity actually came from a Leicester mistake, ball beating Maguire and Hazard, resulting chance he smacked it against the crossbar. Willian should have done better as well when played in at goal, but shot straight at the goalkeeper. Leicester's best opportunity came from a long-range effort from Ndidi, forcing a fantastic save from Ariza Balaga, and we are goalless at the interval. Half-time at Stamford Bridge, and it's Chelsea 0, Leicester 0. The first half dominated by the Blues, but they didn't create as many clear-cut opportunities as the amount of possession they had really warranted. Best opportunity actually came from a Leicester mistake, ball beating Maguire and Hazard, resulting chance he smacked it against the crossbar. Willian should have done better as well when played in at goal, but shot straight at the goalkeeper. Leicester's best opportunity came from a long-range effort from Ndidi, forcing a fantastic save from Ariza Balaga, and we are goalless at the interval. Half-time at Stamford Bridge, and it's Chelsea 0, Leicester 0. The first half dominated by the Blues, but they didn't create as many clear-cut. Welcome back then for the second half, which has just got underway at Stamford Bridge. No changes to tell you about at half-time, so it's as you were in terms of the two starting lineups, which I'll run you through when we get a moment in the game. And for Leicester, it's Schmeichel in goal, Pereira, Morgan, Maguire, Chilwell, Ndidi, Mendy, Chowdhury, Albrighton, Maddison and Vardy as Chelsea are coming forward to half. Here comes the corner kick, headed to up and over the crossbar from Luiz. Not a great attempt from David Luiz in the end, who was heavily involved in the first period in a positive way. Not all the time you can say that about David Luiz. And there, got his head to it, but not enough downward force to test Schmeichel. He's behind for a goal kick. What do Chelsea need to change in this second half to open up this Leicester team who look well drilled and organised today?
I think just need to keep the pressure on. I still sort of put the argument in that they need a focal point up there. When Hazard drops away from through the middle, they just don't have someone that's going to stick there and is going to be the outlet for them. Willian and Pedro don't really do that job, so I still think they could do with a change of Giroud coming on. But saying that, they did have the chance through Hazard where he hit the bar, and then it could have been also different, and that could have forced Leicester onto them. The first goal's massive, isn't it, really? Yeah, it is. When we watched the game between Wolves and Liverpool last night, myself, and that was the voice of James Mason, and that was crucial who got the opening goal in that game as to who would go on and win it, and it turned out it was Liverpool. And once they got their noses in front, never looked likely to be overturned, that lead, as the ball is played down this far side as we look at it. Independent off-tube studio commentary coverage of Chelsea against Leicester as Pereira goes down under a challenge from Kovacic. I think it will be a free kick. Didn't get anywhere near the ball, so it should be a free kick. Just a throw in the end for Leicester to Maddison. Infield it goes. They do well to keep possession there, find Ndidi, who had an excellent effort in the first half. Really good save from Ariza Balaga to keep out Ndidi's long-range strike. Ball with Chilwell on this near side. Chilwell battling for it, under some pressure here, goes back down the line. All the way back to their goalkeeper, Schmeichel. We'll keep you up to date with the scores as and when they change elsewhere in the Premier League. The story of the day so far is Crystal Palace leading at Manchester City by 2-1. Andros Townsend has scored a wonder goal for Palace in that game. I'd give anything just for a goal in this game. Doesn't have to be any kind of wonder goal, as Chilwell comes forward, tries to go past Azpilicueta. Ball goes out of play for a throw-in. Chilwell
again offering a good attacking outlet on this left-hand side. He hasn't been able to get forward as much as he would like. Here's Ndidi, good cross from Ndidi. In fact, he hits it out of play, comes back in, but it's going to be a goal kick. For Leicester, I don't think they need to change anything, do they? Because they'd be happy with a point, I would have thought, this afternoon.
Yeah, I think you take a 0-0 away at Chelsea, to be quite honest. They'll be content with that. I think they come into this, and yeah, Chelsea were more than favourites to win this on home soil, with Hazard in good form and the others around him. They may grow more confident as the game goes on. If they stay at 0-0, they could push a little bit harder, but yeah, I think Puel will be very happy to go in with a clean sheet. Yeah,
certainly. Leicester got a poor record at Stamford Bridge. Just the one win in the last 18 years, coming back in 2000 when Muzzy Izzet and Stan Collymore got on the score sheet. Long ball forward for Hazard to chase. Bounces through for Schmeichel. In fact, Chelsea are unbeaten in their last 5 meetings with Leicester. No, 7 meetings that should be. I was thinking though that is it that long ago since Mourinho lost at Leicester and then got the sack not long after that? It must be, as here comes Maddison, slips that one through. Here's a chance for Vardy. He hits the back of the net, and Leicester have got themselves in front here. Well, quick counter attack by Leicester. Jamie Vardy, who else puts the ball in? It's Chelsea 0, Leicester 1.
Great play, very, very quick counter-attack there from Leicester, and Jamie Vardy really showing the form that we've known from probably last season before when they won the title, at least anyway. When he finishes that very, very well, it was just quick passing, eventually slipped into the box in. Powerful right-footed strike there. It is at the near post, but there's no chance of Kepa to sign it. It's really, really good play. It's Maddison who slips it through. Brilliant through ball, brilliant run, great first-time finish.
Well, an upset on the cards at Stamford Bridge, where Leicester lead by 1-0. Who else but Jamie Vardy? Said this week he doesn't feel he fits into Claude Puel's style of play, but he was the right man in the right place to finish off a quick counter-attacking move for Leicester on this occasion. Maddison rolling it through for Vardy, who was able to take it in his stride and then flashed it into the back of the net at the near post. Chelsea, who haven't won at Stamford Bridge in 18 years, lead the Blues by 1-0.
They do indeed, and Arsenal fans will be happy with this. It would keep them level on points with Chelsea after their win earlier today. Chelsea now got a little bit of work to do, and now we may see Sarri's, maybe this could force his hand to change things up a little bit, to bring someone on. I know I've been banging on about Giroud, but I'm a big fan of his, I have to say. Maybe even a Loftus-Cheek to come on and offer a little bit more of a powerful runner in that midfield, as Leicester are going to win themselves a free kick as well. Kante adjudged to have just pushed Chilwell slightly in the back when he got ahead of him. See again, he just gets there before him. Yeah, that's pretty much fair enough, I think, as a free kick for the Foxes. And, well, Claude Puel will definitely take a 1-0 win away from home against Chelsea.
Yeah, I mean, he'll be very happy with this result. As the ball is played into the box, Kepa punches that one away. And Leicester waste that attacking opportunity. Oh my word, Crystal Palace have gone 3-1 up at Manchester City. Well, Liverpool fans, their Christmas has come early, I think, if City lose that one at home. As here come Chelsea, ball into the box, cut out well by Maguire. What can Leicester do now? Can they build on this lead? Can they dig in and hold on for a fantastic victory at Stamford Bridge? All the talk coming into the game was how the players are not happy with Claude Puel. He's got his tactics spot on so far today, the Frenchman. As the ball is cleared downfield by Leicester, straight onto the chest of David Luiz. Luiz knocks it forward quickly, but again Chelsea forced backwards. They found it really difficult to play their way through Leicester today. Luka Milivojevic with the 3rd goal for Crystal Palace from the penalty spot. That would be the shock of the weekend, maybe the season so far, as Willian dribbles infield, edge of the box, goes for goal. It's a bouncing effort which Schmeichel gets behind and makes the save. I haven't seen much of that from Willian. He's not quite got his shooting boots on today. That wasn't the best effort from him.
Yeah, just left himself with a bit too much to do there. Not the greatest angle to shoot, and I don't think he was positioned properly. And there was a slight fumble, I thought, from Schmeichel there when he first took it into his chest, but an easy save in the end. And yeah, Leicester, I mean, imagine a Leicester Palace double today. That'll be some odds for that.
Yeah, it certainly would. Not many would have given those two away sides a prayer heading into today's game. Ball out on the far side with Willian, who gets a low cross in, cleared away at the near post. And it will be a throw-in for Chelsea, who find themselves behind at home. They've not been beaten at home all season. They've got some work to do here to keep that record intact now. As Alonso will line up the long throw. Going to go short in the end to Willian inside the box. Not a great first touch from the Brazilian, then it's cleared away. Going to be brought down by Maddison, great control. And then he's got the composure to find Chilwell with the pass, left hand side. Chilwell beats one for Chelsea, but Rudiger comes across to cover and goes back to his goalkeeper. Well, he did predict that they'd score today, Leicester. And Jamie Vardy took his chance very well. It was a perfect attacking move. And James Maddison, another one you talked about, has continued to have a real positive impact on Leicester this season since his move from Norwich.
Yeah, he's slotted into Premier League life, or settled in as quickly than I expected. I wasn't too sure about him. It was a big amount that was paid for him in terms of a Championship player in a Norwich side where he didn't seem like he did a great deal last season, but they took the punt on him, and yeah, certainly he's rewarded them already, you'd feel, with the goals and assists that he's provided for them in sort of on the cusp of the England team of getting his first cap. You know, mentioned he's in the squads a couple of times, and yeah, he's one of the promising players that are coming through for the English. Yeah,
they are growing some homegrown talent at Leicester, or picking it up from other places in the case of Maddison. But Chilwell has come through and done well, as we've already mentioned. Here's Hazard on the edge of the box for Chelsea. Now they'd love somebody to change this game. Hazard's low effort is poor, saved easily at the near post by Schmeichel. It's not been Hazard's day thus far. He hit the crossbar in the first half. Sarri is busy taking notes in his dugout. Gianfranco Zola alongside him. And stats suggest, as does the scoreline, it's been a better second half by Leicester. They're having more of the ball in this second period, as that's a foul through the back of Hazard. Mendy on this occasion, the guilty party. Free kick taken short. Chelsea eager to get on with it now, finding themselves behind at home, heading into the busy festive period. Last game before Christmas. Busy Boxing Day to come for these two sides, as the ball is worked out to this near side. Opportunity for Pedro. Pedro under some pressure here. Actually loses possession. Leicester have got another tricky test on Boxing Day. They play host to Manchester City, so that will certainly be another difficult game for Puel's men. They've shown today that they can stifle the opposition and take the chances when they come their way. The ball is now worked out to Azpilicueta, right hand side, low ball in, blocked once again. And again, it's left to right, but not much forward momentum from Chelsea at times. Yeah, they're hesitant to put it into the box early, aren't they? Because there's no one in there to really win the aerial battle. So they're trying to get into the perfect position, then to put a low cross in. And to be fair, most of them, again, Azpilicueta tries to put one in. The majority of Azpilicueta's crosses have been blocked well by Chilwell. To be fair, Pereira's done the same on the other side. Yeah, he's defended well, Ricardo Pereira. Whenever I've seen him play, notice him more for his attack-minded approach than you do for his defensive talents. Here's Louise, another one that fits that bill. Ball played out to the far side, won well by Albrighton, who's coming forward now. Ball in field is not a good one from Albrighton, gives it away. Really probably should have done better. Now it's worked out to the far side for Kovacic. Ball in behind. Hazard, has he stayed onside? He has. Drills that one, and it's a great save by Schmeichel. He kept himself upright at the near post for as long as possible and made a smart stop. Yeah, good stop by Schmeichel. Disappointed if he gets beaten from his near post, but it's really powerfully hit by Hazard. Tell you what, that's a strong right hand he's got onto it there. I actually thought he tipped it to the other side, but he's gone right for that near post, and yeah, that's a very good save. Yeah, really good stop by the Danish international. He's hit that so hard, Hazard. Tried to take the leather off the ball, and it's turned behind for a corner kick. In comes the corner. Willian's ball into the box, headed behind. It's going to be another corner kick for Chelsea. Goal back for Huddersfield in their game at home to Southampton. Is it going to be a Huddersfield striker who's finally scored for them this season? We wait and see, as Chelsea have got another corner kick. Willian will take it once more. drifts that ball out, headed away by Leicester. Going to come towards Jorginho, who goes backwards to Azpilicueta, and then with Jorginho again out to the far side. He clips that one from left to right onto the chest of Hazard. Hazard works it onto his left boot, then he overruns it, not like Eden Hazard, and it's cleared away by Leicester once more. And they've seen out the first sort of 10 minutes after going ahead now, Leicester, and confidence will be building amongst their ranks. Ball out to Pedro again. Chelsea tempo is definitely quickened by them. Down the line it goes for Kante. Kante loses possession in the end. And the problem for me with Chelsea is they don't have a great deal of attacking options when things are not going their way. They could bring on Giroud, as they're about to do. As I was speaking, Giroud gets up off the bench and he's going to come on and replace Kovacic. So I would have thought Pedro would drop into midfield, or Willian, and Giroud will come onto the field of play. But if Giroud doesn't work, Loftus-Cheek is coming on as well. Loftus-Cheek is going to try and drop into midfield. So it's Loftus-Cheek basically for Kovacic and Giroud for Willian. Still the same formation for Chelsea. But as I say, I've got question marks over the lack of attacking options for Chelsea, because this is it. This is the roll of the dice from Sarri.
Yeah, I mean, the only other one they've got on there is Ross Barkley is the other one, or could say Fabregas, but that's more to be that playmaker to pick out the passes. So I mean, that's sort of where the other two come from, but they don't get many goals, Fabregas or Barkley. That's the issue, and Loftus-Cheek and Giroud are the two on there that do actually score. But yeah, this is the big throw of the dice for him. See what sort of impact the France international can have after I've bigged him up for most of this game.
Yep, he's going to deliver now for James. Well, that's what James is hoping anyway. But, and Chelsea fans, Leicester fans will hope he fails coming on as a substitute. Chelsea subs have got a good record of making an impact though this season. Ball in towards the near post from Vardy as Leicester looking to add to their tally here. Taken in the stride by Maddison, but he couldn't do a great deal with it, and then Vardy has to go backwards down the line to Chilwell. Infield it comes to Vardy again. Leicester working it well. Chilwell looking to go around Rudiger. Rudiger just sticks out a big arm, blocks him off, and Leicester win the free kick.
That's a little harsh, because I think Rudiger reads it, gets ahead of Chilwell, puts his arms out, and I think it's more Chilwell. I mean, there is an arm across his face, but I think it's more Chilwell runs into the arm of Rudiger, but it's 6 and 2 threes.
Yeah, it's not one that I don't know. Free kick in a good position now, so might well be that this situation comes back to haunt Chelsea. Vardy with one to his name. Can he get a second? Missed the game in midweek against Leicester. Against Manchester City, I should say. Rested for that one. Here comes the free kick towards the far post, and Ariza Balaga pulled his hands away as he knew it was going to drift out of play for a goal kick, and the danger is over for now for Chelsea. Chelsea 0, Leicester 1. Jamie Vardy's goal still separating the two sides into the second half, but Chelsea have come very close to an equaliser. Great work on the far side by Eden Hazard. Gets the ball into the penalty area after beating the offside trap and tries to beat Schmeichel at his near post with a really powerful drive, but it's a great save from the Leicester goalkeeper to turn it behind for a corner kick. Chelsea have rolled the dice, or should I say Sarri's rolled the dice. They've chucked on Giroud and Ruben Loftus-Cheek to try and rectify the situation, because Leicester still looking fairly comfortable for the most part. The Foxes lead 1-0.
They do indeed, and still only one goal in the Premier League. One game in the Premier League that doesn't have a goal. Still at St James's Park. Newcastle 0, Fulham 0. West Ham still trail Watford by a goal to 0 at the London Stadium. City losing 3 when at home against Crystal Palace. That's the huge result so far, and it doesn't seem like there's many real signs of City getting back into that one at the moment. But famous last words is just seeing replays of Jamie Vardy's good strike. 4 attempts that Leicester have had in this game, 2 on target. The 2 on target, one's got a goal and the other one forced a really good save from Kepa. Chelsea have had 14 attempts, 5 or 6 on target I think, but unfortunately haven't really been able to test Kasper Schmeichel that much. That one from Hazard is probably the closest they've come to opening the scoring.
Yeah, one off the bar from Hazard, and then that one that Schmeichel saved. That's definitely as close as it's come for them to get a goal back in this game as the ball goes out of play for a Chelsea throw. Chelsea give it away. That's poor by Pedro, and it's on to Vardy down the left-hand side. Vardy up against Rudiger by the left corner flag, tries to beat Rudiger, he does, gets into the penalty area, then he goes down. Referee Lee Probert tells him to get up. He stumbled outside the box, then he fell into the penalty area. I think it would have been harsh to have given a penalty there.
Yeah, I think he could have got a free kick for the Rudiger challenge, because he does have a little pull on him. The Pedro one, Pedro just gets in ahead of him there, puts the little 50-50 bump on him and wins that fine, but I think he could have had a free kick for the Rudiger challenge.
No free kick though coming from our referee Lee Probert, as the ball is switched out to the far side. An opportunity now for Leicester to build again, this time with Pereira. He goes backwards down the line, then infield it goes to Maddison. Maddison making a good run, gets the ball back to the penalty spot. Vardy was actually waiting at the far post for it, and it was easily cut out by Chelsea. But Leicester looking so much more dangerous. Then they win it back off Chelsea inside their own half. Low ball collected by Arrizabalaga. Then he spills it back heel from Vardy, blocked inside the penalty area. Vardy is convinced the block, though, was with a hand from the Chelsea defender. I think it's Azpilicueta who makes the block. Vardy can't believe it, but he's the only Leicester player appealing for a penalty. Leicester have one possession back again. Really good spell this for Leicester. Chowdhury's ball's not the best. Albrighton will get there. Plays it off a Chelsea defender behind for a corner kick. Oh, it should be 2-0, should it, James?
It should be, but interesting. I didn't think it was a handball to start with. We're going to see replays now. Lovely attempted back heel by Vardy, and it hits the leg. It's the inside of the knee there of Azpilicueta. Great position by the skipper, because Kepa made a mistake and Kepa was beaten if that one had got past his defender.
Yeah, real good defending in the end by Arrizabalaga. By Azpilicueta getting out Arrizabalaga from jail. Corner kick still to come though. It is towards a far post, and the goalkeeper for Chelsea takes it comfortably on this occasion, bowls it out. Chelsea on the counter-attack. Really good game now since Leicester went in front. Really has made Chelsea force the issue, and it's left gaps at the back as Loftus-Cheek picks it up for the first time really since he was introduced as a substitute. Out to the far side, back to Kante. Kante looking for options ahead of him, rolls that one through for Hazard. Hazard's layoff is to nobody in a blue shirt though, and it's cleared downfield, and now Vardy can run onto this one, but the ball goes out of play for a throw-in. If anything, it looks like Leicester are going to get the next goal in this game at the moment.
Yeah, I mean, they're pressing higher up, and it's really poor from Chelsea because they've been very laboured in possession at the back, trying to play it out, trying to run it out sometimes, and Leicester just thought, you know what, we'll just push up a little bit more, commit a few bodies, and yeah, they've had a couple of good chances there to maybe get themselves a second.
They have. Claude Puel will be very happy with how his team have performed today. I wonder if those rumours about Puel getting sacked have actually worked against Chelsea in terms of the fact that they look very motivated today, Leicester. Out there to prove a point that they're still behind their manager as the ball is flicked on over the top, looking for Ndidi. Ndidi might get there. Oh, Kepa makes a good save, and Chelsea have to tidy up at the back again with Vardy nearly latching onto the second ball, and now the Blues can come forward with Kante. Kante over the halfway line, turns back into trouble. What was Kante thinking there? Then it's given away, but quickly won back by Leicester again. Maddison on the halfway line, goes past one, then he throws himself to the deck. He'd be lucky not to get booked for diving there, I think, but I think the referee's actually bought it, and it's going to be a free kick. Crazy game at the minute, James.
Yes, crazy game. We'll see it now. Oh well, that's a dive. That is a huge dive by James Maddison, who has already got pulled for that this season. Excuse me, second yellow, got sent off. Then he apologised for diving. Well, that was a big dive for me, and yeah, not good to see. No, don't want to see that. Free kick is played into the box, headed clear by Chelsea. And then it's brought away by Loftus-Cheek, but he loses possession. Is it just not going to be Chelsea's day? It looks that way at this moment. Ball out to the far side for Hazard. Hazard loses possession again. I've not seen Chelsea lose possession so often in a game for quite some time. The ball played into the box, looking for Vardy. It's cleared just by Rudiger, but it's going to come to Maddison. Still inside the box. Maddison shapes onto his right foot, then cuts it back. Edge of the penalty area. Shot comes in from Ndidi. That's blocked. It's going to be collected by Mendy. Leicester are all over Chelsea here. Ball drifted out to the far side and knocked down, looking for the run into the box coming from Pereira. Couldn't get there. Arrizabalaga did. Wow, this game has completely turned on its head in the second half. It's just end to end. It's running. I mean, I say end to end. It's Leicester at Chelsea, really. Yeah. Chelsea get to a certain point of of the pitch, and then they lose possession. And yeah, the Foxes have just grown in confidence so much.
I'll let you take over, James, because Chelsea are coming forward.
Yeah, Azpilicueta, right hand side, low cross in. Oh, deflected behind, not the greatest from Ndidi. Thought he could have done better, maybe controlled that, but puts it behind. Rather safe than sorry, you could say. And it will be a corner kick now to the Blues. Maybe set pieces are where they could be most dangerous. They got a bit of extra height now with Loftus-Cheek and Giroud on the pitch. Louise up from the back as well, along with Rudiger. So aerially it could be one of the best ways for the Blues to score. Hazard whips this corner in, right for the outswinger, headed away at the near post there. Oh dear me, then Rudiger tries a volley on the edge of the area, misses it, gets lucky as it bounces up and hits him. They try to work it back out to Hazard on this right side, and he's beaten to the ball though by Chilwell, and now Chilwell will stretch his legs and come down this flank over halfway. He's chased by Kante. Chilwell still going forward there, gets a little nudge from Kante but holds on to it. Kante then gets a foot in, and it'll be a throw in to Chelsea. Chilwell can't believe it. He's saying it's our throw, but the referee saw it a different way, and Chelsea can try and come out from the back, but it's a bit rushed from Chelsea, it seems.
Yeah, they're not taking their time over it, are they? First half they were it was a lot of slow, patient build-up by them, but now they're just trying to get it forward as quickly as possible.
Yeah, a bit of panic you'd maybe sense in this Chelsea team as Hazard falls to the floor. Maguire is adjudged to have given her a free kick. Can't really believe that. I think he was just stronger than Hazard, to be fair. Then Maguire picks up the ball and doesn't give it back to Pedro. Wasn't a great deal in that, but this free kick is on the right side of the box, so it is in a dangerous position. Maybe an opportunity for Chelsea to get back on level terms. No other goals to tell you about in the Premier League as of yet. City still trailing Crystal Palace by 3-1 at home. That's an astounding scoreline. Bournemouth still winning 1-0 at home against Brighton. How the Cherries could do with a win to get them out of a dismal run of form that they're in. As Hazard is standing over this free kick along with Alonso. I would go with the left footer, to be honest, but we'll have to wait and see. Hazard could pull rank. As the referee's just having a word with a few of them in the box that are jostling around. Eventually he does blow the whistle. Hazard steps up, floats it in with his right foot. It's headed up and, well, almost away. Then it's volleyed by Albrighton. Chelsea will come down with the pieces with Pedro. Southampton have restored their 2-goal advantage. Huddersfield 1, Southampton 3. Will bring you the goal scorer when that one comes through. But that was an absolute waste of a free kick.
Not great at all from Chelsea in that situation. Time running out for Chelsea to get something from this game. They still trail at home by 1-0 to Leicester City, and in fact it's the Foxes who are looking like they're going to get the second goal in this match. They've been excellent on the counter-attack and they're snapping at the heels of Chelsea whenever they have possession. It's the Blues who are looking rushed, making mistakes, giving the ball away, and Jamie Vardy nearly backheeled in his second of the afternoon after a mistake by Arrizabalaga when he didn't cut out a low cross. The ball breaking to Vardy. His backheel though was brilliantly blocked by Azpilicueta, a goal-saving block from the Spaniard. We've had some good situations in this game. Maddison and Ndidi going close, but it is still Leicester lead by 1-0.
Indeed, as Michael Obafemi got that third goal for Southampton. Pretty sure that is the first goal for the Republic of Ireland international now, I think he is. I think they called him up to the squad yet. So yeah, it's a good emergence for the youngster, who was already brought into the first team actually by Mark Hughes before he was sacked, but Ralph Hasenhüttl has seen enough from him so far to keep him in there, and now he's been rewarded as the youngster's got a goal. Chelsea just passing the ball midway through Leicester's half at the moment, but not really going anywhere with it. It's very side to side, and then they play one ball forward and then they're forced to go backwards. So I have to say it's a really good defensive performance from the Foxes so far in this, as Hazard has possession as he scampers infield from this right touchline, finds the ball towards Jorginho. Again, he's looking for options now with Kante out to this far right side for Azpilicueta onto his left foot, swings in a good looking delivery there. It's headed away, and it's headed well away, but the referee spotted a foul in there, saying Giroud pushed somebody. I can tell you Brighton are down to 10 men. Lewis Dunk has been sent off, so Bournemouth a goal up and a man up as well. Didn't seem like there was much in that foul. No,
I didn't think there was a great deal in it. I think the Leicester defender, is it Morgan, threw himself to the deck as Fabregas has come onto the field of play now, and it's Jorginho who's gone off. He's not had the impact I was expecting Jorginho, so Fabregas on to try and pick apart the Leicester backline. It's just not been Chelsea's day so far, though.
No, it hasn't. It's been a little bit disappointing, to be fair. The reaction since they've gone 1-0 down is pretty poor. Maybe shows a bit mentally fragile, I'm not too sure. Luiz has possession, finds Fabregas with his first touch. Now back to Luiz on the halfway line. Now it's towards Rudiger, and it's just slow at the minute. It's, you could say patient if you're trying to argue the point, but Luiz chips one into the box. Giroud with his good.
And Pereira puts a good challenge in, as does Chowdhury, and eventually they're able to scramble it clear, but it's just shaping up not to be Chelsea's day at the minute.
Yeah, it'd be a very, very good victory for Leicester, keeping a clean sheet away at Stamford Bridge, and also picking up the 3 points through Jamie Vardy's strike, which separates the two sides at the moment as Chelsea win the ball in the middle of the park with Loftus-Cheek. Now Fabregas, interesting to see if he is allowed to leave in January or not. Fabregas, he's certainly not getting the playing time he wants. He's getting towards the latter stages of his career as well. As Luiz comes over the halfway line, tries to play a ball into the box again for Giroud. Looks like he's bundled over on the edge there, but nothing given by the referee. Maybe just a coming together between the Frenchman and Maguire. I think Giroud is trying to be a little bit clever there as well and make it look like there's more in it than there was.
Yeah, I think so. He knows the game well enough to try and pull that off, and Lee Probert has already bought one controversial dive from James Maddison, and Giroud trying something similar, I think, on that occasion.
Yeah, it was
there on De Bruyne. That's a bad challenge from Van Aanholt. Let's just see it from this angle again. Ooh, I'll tell you what, if that foot was any higher coming down, he might have been looking at a red there.
It's a shocker, isn't it? Foot raised, and it's almost stamped his way into the tackle and ends up catching De Bruyne's ankle. Fortunately, but good news it must be said for City. De Bruyne sort of hobbled away, but I don't think there's any lasting damage this time, which for a player who's been besieged by injuries, really, that's a big relief. Sané's waved everyone away, incidentally. You would have thought Aguero might be interested, or indeed someone like Gundogan and De Bruyne, but none of them are going to get a look in. Sané is who's going to strike this. Bournemouth 2-0 up against Brighton, and the 10 men there now, incidentally. It's about 30 yards out, this you would suspect. On the right-hand side, Sané comes forward, strikes it. It's wide at the post, and in the end, Palace survive.
Palace do survive. There was a decent strike from Leroy Sané. I was wondering, has this clipped the outside of the post as it's gone wide, or is it the... it is. It's the outside of the post. A decent strike there from Leroy Sané as well. It's a lot of whip on that, and Gaeta's very casually watching that one. He's pretty much stood in the middle of his goal. But that's that look of exasperation there from Guardiola. It's almost as if he knows this may not be our day if great strikes like that are hitting the post and then going out.
Yeah, Gaeta hadn't moved, had he? Centre of the goal. Hadn't reacted at all, but the ball just had too much bender. Palace in behind themselves here, and I think the offside flag go? I'm not sure whether it did. It did, yeah. On Zaha. For a second we thought Wilf Zaha was going to be in one-on-one. Edison, as it was just about quick enough off his line to get there. Watching it back, Zaha is a yard offside, and was throughout the move, so the linesman really would have had an easy decision, but as we waited for the flag, it was an anxious moment. Now here comes Sané, crossing is a low one, put it straight into the arms of the goalkeeper, so that one's easily dealt with. And David Brooks, incidentally, was the scorer for Bournemouth. He's got his second of the afternoon. A few goalless games is Newcastle and Fulham. Newcastle 0, Fulham 0, and Fulham could finally be on the course for their first clean sheet of the season. The last team in all of English football to have not kept one, but Fulham close to doing one here. There's certainly been no sign of any clean sheets here. In Manchester City 1, Crystal Palace 3. Yes, you just joined us. You are hearing that right. 77 minutes gone. Palace come from behind to lead 3-1 here at the Etihad. City, though, are now really up in the ante. They've got De Bruyne, they've got Aguero and Mahrez all off the bench, so it's pretty much all-out attack for City. Can they break down this Palace defence? The next few minutes crucial. If they get one now, City, you really sense it could be a siege in the last few minutes, and De Bruyne has got it here. Down the right to Mahrez. Again, Palace have got 2 men nearby. Snuff it out. De Bruyne picks up on the loose ball. Doesn't elect to cross it. Tries to play one in, and Palace cut it out. Spray one forward looking for Townsend. Laporte steps in. Wan-Bissaka heads that one clear, and then Zaha will pick up the loose ball surrounded by 2 City players. Again, Zaha does well, but then he gives the ball away under pressure, and City will come again through Kevin De Bruyne. De Bruyne will spray a long ball out to the left-hand side, and Sane, Wan-Bissaka's there. Townsend again, almost like a second fullback in this second half, helping out. Gundogan, the scorer of City's goal in the first half, giving them away though as he tries to put one into the box. Mayer looks searching ball up for Zaha. He's got to be careful on a booking, as Wilf Zaha. In the end, he's just content to force City to slow the play. City will come again then, and it's once again everyone bar Zaha behind the ball for Palace. City with De Bruyne, Mahrez, De Bruyne again. City 35 yards from goal out to the right hand flank. Just to cross it for Bernardo Silva, elects not to. Walker, De Bruyne just outside the box, trying to create some space, tries to slide one into the penalty area, just about dealt with by Van Aanholt. Get it to Zaha. Breathless stuff this, it must be said. Palace now will try and break. It's a slack ball, and just all of a sudden it starts to be a little bit one-way traffic. This one is a trip there in the middle of the field. City will have a free kick through James McArthur's foul.
Yeah, opportunity again, but it's still a long way out. It looks like it's going to be a booking for the Scottish midfielder as well there, McArthur. But an opportunity now for City to try and get this ball in. But again, because it's from such a long way out, it's going to be it's going to either require some kind of short ball and then a ball in, or potentially just a straight cross in. It looks like it is Gundogan standing over it.
So we're just heading into the last 10 minutes as this free kick's taken. Back post is the target. It's nodded back. City were able to win the first header, but couldn't complete the move and win the second. And then as they tried to shepherd it away for a corner, Palace were able to survive that. Mayer was able to just about keep it from being a corner. Instead, it's a throw which City take very quickly. Get the ball into the box. Sakho's there. Hooked then to the other end of the field by Schlupp. Something for Zaha to chase. Brought up to the challenge on this occasion, however. City will come forward now down the right hand side with Bernardo Silva. That seems to be where he's now stationed with all the changes. City moved the pieces a few times. Ball lofted out towards the far side of the field, City's right. It's won by Palace, but Mahrez will pick up on the loose ball. Cross in from Mahrez. Sakho again's there to clear it, but again it comes straight back to City, who are now pretty much camped out in Palace's area. There's a real chance here. The ball breaks for City, whipped back in and then just about cleared. The first one wouldn't come down, the second one couldn't be converted, and Palace clear, but it's now very much one-way traffic.
It is one-way traffic, yeah. It was Mahrez that tried to get that ball in from the right-hand edge of the penalty area. That was eventually hooked away, but City come again now with a long diagonal ball which reaches Leroy Sane.
Sane on the left thinks about trying to pull it back, instead tries to get to the dead ball line, knocked away, and it's another corner. It's Townsend again doing the defending. What a shift he's put in, as well as scoring potentially the goal of the season just before half-time. He's done plenty of defensive work. So Sane again, who seems to have taken about 20 corners in this game. Here's another one into the near post. Ball ricochets around, and in the end Gaeta picks up on the loose ball, falls to his knees, and Palace survive another City move pretty safely.
Well, it's now become a pretty much one-way traffic in this game, with Manchester City spending all their time at the edge of the Palace penalty area, but struggling to actually get into the box. They've had a couple of opportunities. Mahrez just now, who's come on for Raheem Sterling, he had an opportunity to try and whip that ball in towards Aguero, but it was cleared. There was also an opportunity from a set piece, but after a header, the ball was straight into the arms of goalkeeper Gaeta. Palace now quite naturally are sat back a little bit deeper as they're trying to close out this game. They're still leading by 3-1 though, and Man City have got to try and do something to get that second goal to at least give them half a chance of saving a point. But at the moment, it's an amazing result here for Crystal Palace.
Let's try and get it into Aguero, can't do it. The ball then breaks out to the far side of Mahrez. De Bruyne. City again consider a cross. Really the option to do so. Mahrez does create a bit of space. Back post cross is cleared by Tompkins, but it's just completely one-way traffic now. Every clearance from Palace is pretty much picked up by City unattended, and they just relentlessly come again. Laporte whether they may be almost worth just bringing on another defender now, Palace, at this stage, because Zaha's really completely isolated, can't get any sort of touches of the ball against the 3 City defenders. Bernardo Silva, right hand side, tries to slide one to the outside, cross comes in, deep one. Did it go out behind for a goal kick? I think it probably did. In any case, if it didn't, Palace have got to throw in anyway, but Walker's cross was far too high, well off target. The only real threat from Walker's cross was it almost dropped into the back post.
Yeah, that's it, and it's just another diagonal ball from City. They've tried so many of those this afternoon, and it just hasn't really worked out. It's just this will be a wake-up call for Guardiola. There've been a few games this season where City haven't played particularly well and got all 3 points. This afternoon, they've actually done okay in terms of the possession, but have just been undone by some sucker punch strikes from Crystal Palace.
Walker's got the ball here then. Bernardo Silva, De Bruyne, who's seen plenty of it, playing right in the centre of the field. Sané's got a bit of space here at the back post, and symptomatic of City's problems, Sané, for the first time really, they got him behind. Sané was in, chances to cross or shoot, completely gets his feet wrong, and the ball just ricochets off him behind for a goal kick.
It does. Just another example of how this game has gone for Manchester City. That's so not like Leroy Sané. He's normally very good in those positions where he picks up that long ball over the top, but just complete miscontrol from him there.
Aguero was the man, and I think he was probably looking to pull it back. Aguero was sniffing around the 6-yard line and thinking he might get his first chance. Not had any sort of a sniff so far since coming on, Sergio Aguero. Those are the sort of chances he tends to turn into the net, but certainly couldn't complete the pull back up towards Aguero again. Then goes City. Palace headed clear through Sacco, but City will come again down the left. Palace quick to retreat once again. Zaha tried to nick it away from De Bruyne, couldn't quite do that. Here's Walker, plays one into Aguero, exchanges passes back to De Bruyne. Now with Mahrez over the far side of the field, De Bruyne's cross is a deep one right to the back, and it's gone in! It's a lifeline for City. It may be a fluke this. Kevin De Bruyne, I think he's crossing it, but it's flown into the back post.
Unbelievable. It's such a deep ball in from De Bruyne. Gets a lot of whip on this, and out of absolutely nowhere, Manchester City are back in this game. You see from the replay, the ball goes out wide, and De Bruyne is just a little bit deeper. He picks this up one touch and then just gets loads of whip on it. I don't know what goalkeeper Gaeta's doing, in fairness. He can see where the ball is, but he just watches it go over his head and into the back of the net. It's very poor from the goalkeeper. Didn't really know where his goal was. And Man City are back in it. Well, with not long to go until full time, Manchester City have a lifeline, and it's quite an unusual one. I suppose it just goes with how this game has gone this afternoon, really. It was substitute Kevin De Bruyne with a whip ball in from the right hand side. It gets plenty of height, plenty of pace on it, and it's heading towards the top corner. Goalkeeper Gaeta completely loses it in the air and then just watches it go into the top corner. So Manchester City now with a chance to get something from this game. It's Manchester City 2, Crystal Palace 3.
You certainly want to back against the champions now in this one. Sané comes forward again, the ball dribbled in and then it's deflected away. I'm not sure, it may have come off a Palace player last. It's another City corner, but this is going to be an awfully long last 5 minutes now. What a cruel blow it was, it must be said. It was undoubtedly a cross from De Bruyne. He didn't get the cross quite right, and Gaeta really, as you said, Paul, should have dealt with it better. Wasn't able to do so. City corner comes from the left. Sané, back post, unmarked. Chance again in the box. There's pinball in the penalty area. Don't know how Palace survived that one. 3 City players got touches on the ball. None of them could make it count. Pep Guardiola's in disbelief that it hasn't been turned in by one of them. And finally, the ball is cleared to the halfway line by Palace. City, though, are quick to come again, and this is desperate times now for the away side. Walker plays it down the right to Mahrez. Mahrez's cross is a good one into the area. Gaeta doesn't do very well with it. Just about got it clear. Palace hook it away, but all of a sudden Vicente Gaeta suddenly looks a bit of a liability at the back there for Palace.
He does. He just seems to have rocked his confidence a little bit. He's had little to do in this game, really, at times. Not too many saves, but here come City again now with the ball played to the edge of the area, just about cleared by Maya, but I think there may have been an offside in the build-up.
Yeah, and I think that may well have been heading to Mahrez at the back post. Gabriel De Jesus rather took it off his toes, and Mahrez was in a better position. Not sure which one of them was flagged offside, so Palace survived that. And yeah, it was De Jesus who was offside. Had he have left it, Mahrez would have had a sort of chance to have a pot shot at goal from 8 yards out on the volley. So real error there by Gabriel de Jesus. He's not covered himself in glory at all this afternoon, it must be said. The Brazilian striker, not one of his best games.
No, well, we're seeing a replay of that De Bruyne goal again, and every time I look at it, I just think, what is the goalkeeper actually doing? Because he seems to be turning his back to where the ball is, and then suddenly it's in the net. But Palace, it's taken them 87 minutes or so, and they make their first change with Wilfried Zaha already on a yellow, going off to be replaced by Jordan Ayew.
Yeah, probably more a time-wasting one that you suspect at this stage for Palace. Just try and kill a bit more clock off, and enables them to take a bit longer over this free kick. Free kick subsequent to the offside. The ball's long. Real chance for Palace to challenge. It just goes out for a throw-in inside the City half. 2 minutes then, plus stoppage time, but we've had a couple of goals in this second half. We've had a penalty, we've had 4 substitutions, so there's going to be plenty of time added on here. Palace have far from got the job done in this one. City will come forward down the right. That second goal for City has really set up a grandstand finale here. De Bruyne picks it up, centre of the field. Stones. Down to the far right hand side goes City. Mahrez and Silva exchange passes. Now Walker comes forward as well. They've got 3 on that side of the field. They play it in field instead though, because Palace had 3 defenders. De Bruyne steps away from one, tries to step away from a second, and then bursts forward, plays it to the right. Here's Mahrez. Cross is going to come in, headed clear by Sacco. City will pick up on the loose ball though, as they have throughout. Watford have won the game at London Stadium, it seems. 2-0 there. Gerard Deulofeu scored the second week in succession. Ball's played across to De Bruyne. Tries to create something with a low cross. Palace stand firm. And then the ball's back in from De Bruyne. Van Aanholt's clearance wasn't a particularly good one. Here's Walker. Cross. High. Hanging cross. Back post. Headed clear. Sane though picks it up. The ball's barely exiting the Palace penalty area now at this stage. Out to the right goes City. Need to keep this alive though. Mahrez just about able to do so. Sorry, Silva it was in fact. He will play it back to Mahrez. Mahrez trying to step away from a couple. Will he cross it? He does. Towards the back post and Sane, and it's deep, goes behind, and a real let-off there. And now Palace are almost got this job done. Yeah, we're about 15 seconds away from seeing the 4th officials board for injury time. We're a couple of minutes behind other games. They seem to be into the 92nd, 93rd minute elsewhere, but I think we had a bit of injury time at the end of the first half as well, which might have just delayed us slightly. We're going to get 4 minutes of injury time here as well, so still plenty of time for City to hold on, and plenty of time for City to make up this 1-goal deficit, and plenty of time here for Palace to try and clear. Yeah, City certainly look like they're going to drop points here one way or another, but if they can make it up, if they can keep the deficit to just 1 game, superior goal difference as well to Liverpool, so when that game's coming up, City will still feel like things are in their hands at 3 points, but at 4 points they start to rely on other teams, so they can ill afford really to collect nothing from this game. They've got 3.5 minutes to try and make something happen. De Bruyne, Walker, Stones. Out to the left hand side comes City with Gundogan. He's got a man on the right if he wants him. That's where Walker thinks about going. He does. Finds Mahrez. City have got 4 men in the penalty area if they can work across. It's Walker who's going to measure one, just chips one in towards the penalty spot. Sacco's clearance just about to the edge of the penalty area. Can Palace pick up on the loose ball with Townsend? Race is on with De Bruyne. De Bruyne is able to get there, and had he not done so, City's defence, unsurprisingly, was terribly exposed. Ederson picks up the ball on the halfway line, blasts it forward. Mahrez controls well, finds Bernardo Silva. He'll play it to De Bruyne just outside the penalty area. Comes the Belgian. Cross in from De Bruyne. It's a great one to the back post, and is that the chance for City? They really should have scored, but De Jesus' header is over the bar. It is over the bar. It was a real pacey whip cross from that left-hand side, and Jesus gets on the end of this. But his header does go over the bar. He was having to sort of get across to even get on the end of this. There was a Palace player just in front of him as well. But it's a superb left-footed cross from De Bruyne to even pick out Jesus in the first place. Yeah, I think he's just watching the replay back. I think he's got to score. Gabriel de Jesus 7 yards out. He just doesn't seem to get his head over the ball. But watching it back, I'm really not sure it's too high for him. He seemed to almost stoop, get under the ball, and head it over the bar. What a chance that was, and you wonder whether Sergio Aguero getting on the end of that may have been a different result. As it was De Jesus, and he couldn't turn it in. Referee Andre Mariner's got his yellow card in his hand. I think it may be Gaeta for time wasting over the free kick. I can only think that's what it is. And